Hi, TK Giraffes. It was great seeing you on Zoom this morning, and I'm looking forward to our next Zoom meeting. So, as I told you, we're going to be doing Passover things. I'm going to be doing lessons with you for Passover and giving you homework. So, first, here is a Seder plate. And these are the different things on the Seder plate. So, here is the egg. And in Hebrew, egg is beitzah. Why do we have the egg? To remind us that life goes around and around in a circle, or we call it a life cycle. Then we have the bitter herbs, which really are not purple. They're more yellowish. And why do we have bitter herbs? To remind us of when the Jewish people were working for Pharaoh, building his cities, and they were crying because they were so sad because Pharaoh was so mean to them. Then we have something called the shank bone, or in Hebrew, the zroa. And, oh, I'm sorry. By the way, bitter herbs in Hebrew is maror. So the next thing we have is the shank bone, the zroa. The shank bone reminds us that God outstretched its arm over Egypt to protect the Jewish people from mean, cruel Pharaoh. Then we have the green vegetable called the green vegetable called parsley. We actually have two green vegetables on this Seder plate, but you only need to make the one. Now, parsley is green, which reminds us that Passover comes in springtime. And then we have the charoset. Charoset is in English and Hebrew. Charoset is actually made from walnuts, apples, cinnamon, and grape juice or wine. So we mix them all together, and one day I'm going to do that with you. We mix them all together, and it reminds us of the mortar or the paste that the Jewish people used to put the bricks together to make the cities, to build the cities. So that's the glue for the bricks. And also we have, some people have on their Seder plate salt water. So why do we have salt water? It reminds us of the tears of the Jewish people. The maror is the bitter herbs that reminds us more of the bitter times when the Jewish people were working for Pharaoh in Egypt. But the salt water reminds us of the tears that the Jewish people, when they were crying while they were working for Pharaoh. So now your homework is to make a Seder plate. Now I found in my house a white paper plate, and I found a cup to trace circles. So I turned it upside down and I took a black marker and I traced circles around it. Sorry, friends. I was trying to figure out which way is better. Anyways, I don't have any glue. I don't even have a glue stick here. I think I used to, but then it dried out. So I use tape. So for your parsley, you can find something green in your house to use, or you could draw on a white piece of paper and cut out some parsley. I found tissue paper. So I'm going to cut some tissue. Whoops. And then I'm going to cut pieces and tape it on in one circle. Now you can use more than that. This is just an example. Now for the egg, I had an idea that you could hard boil. If you eat hard-boiled eggs, you could save the shells. Now, I only use brown eggs in my house, so I don't have any white eggs. But I found a styrofoam cup. So I'm going to cut a few small pieces for the sake of time. And I'm going to tape them on to one of the circles. Just to show you that it represents the outside of the egg. And or you could draw an egg if you wish and leave most of it white, and then you could draw a little bit yellow. Then, for the charoset, you're going to need 3 different colors. You're going to need brown for the walnuts and cinnamon, purple for the wine, grape juice or wine, and red for the red apple. So for that, I'm just going to draw a little bit here, a little red, and pretend those are pieces of apple. And then some cinnamon, walnut is brown, and then the grape juice is purple. And there is the charoset. Now for the shank bone, you could maybe have your mom or dad help draw a bone. Oh no, I used purple. Teacher Rachel is supposed to use brown, so I'll go over it in brown. And then if you want, you can color it in. I'm going to pause and then make another video. Hold on. Okay, friends, sorry. We're continuing now with the Seder plate. So I have colored in the shank bone. Then we're going to make the bitter herbs. Now, bitter herbs kind of look like a carrot. So I'm going to kind of make it the shape of a carrot. And carrots usually have green on the top for the stem, little leaves. But bitter herbs, again, is more green and yellow. So I'm going to color in the yellow. And there we have it. The only thing left now is the salt water. So again, if you have glue, that's great. Use glue. If not, you can use tape. So I made it double-sided there. Not double-sided, I'm sorry. I folded the tape. So the sticky side is sticking up. And you can just pour a little bit of salt. Whoa. And there you have your Seder plate. I'm going to turn it this way. All right, I'm going to turn it back. So there is your Seder plate. So again, let's review. And then your homework is for our next circle time on Monday to have made a Seder plate and share it with the class, all your friends. So here we have the green parsley. And parsley, why do we have parsley? Because it's a vegetable that's for spring, to remind us that Passover comes in spring. Then we have the egg. So I cut little pieces from a cup. You can use the real shell of an egg and break it up and glue or tape it on in a circle. And then we have the charoset, which is delicious. It's red, brown, and purple. Red for the red apples, purple for the grape juice or wine, and brown for the cinnamon and the walnuts, the nuts. Now also you can make charoset different ways. This is one way to make it brownish, reddish, and purplish. Then here we have the shank bone, and again it's brown, to remind us that God outstretched its arm over Egypt to protect the Jewish people from mean, cruel Pharaoh. So the shank bone in Hebrew is zeroah. The green vegetable parsley is karpas. The egg is beitzah. And maror is bitter herbs in English, to remind us of the bitter times the Jewish people had when they were working for Pharaoh in Egypt. And again, bitter herbs is orangish and yellowish. And in the middle is the salt water. So we put, actually we could put a little cup. You could draw a little cup too, and then the salt can go in. And that reminds us of the tears from the Jewish people when they were working for Pharaoh in Egypt. So friends, I hope you have a lot of fun making your Seder plate. I had so much fun making it with you, and I cannot wait to see you again soon. Have a great day, friends. TK Giraffes, I miss you all so much. Take care for now. Bye-bye.